Kyle, can I get a rag for that light?
Let's welcome Cody Schaefer on the 111 X right here. First 111 X bike. So, you guys, who's on the bike right now?
This is Cody Schaefer.
Cody, you're the actual guy. You qualified and it puts you in the spot.
Yes.
So, where are you from?
From Greenridge, Colorado.
Another guy from Colorado. Good. Camera's right there. We'll just look it over here, actually. You can see yourself up on a big screen. Check this out.
Oh, yeah, that's a little
Go
crazy.
right here. Check out, Cody. There you are. A big screen. That's you.
That is me. This is definitely a real experience so far.
All right. Who else is on the team with you?
My younger brother, Kyle Schaefer, Clint Crew, and Ben Savage.
All right. Good luck to you guys, man. All right. These guys from Colorado. What do you think? Pretty exciting. A little different for these guys. Starting at night. Normally start at 6 in the morning. Tonight, 11 o'clock. Appreciate it. This guy up is 2012. Exciting. The three of those will really be wild. So we got a little bit of time. We're kind of caught up a little bit here with the. I see my co-host. Let's get her up here and put her on. Let's give it up for my co-host.
Just sitting on the starting line, my heart was definitely pumping. Not the normal kind of about to go race for 2 hours, sprint kind of heart rate, but just the overwhelming nerves of everyone else on the team relying on me, just having to get the bike to the next guy. So, I mean, I was really ready to go, really ready to get it started, and just do what I do best, and that's actually ride the dirt bike. Once I actually hit the dirt, the easiest way for me to find the course was just to ride basically from fire to fire. The locals were out there just trying to stay warm and cheering me on, so that was my way of navigating, and I couldn't really find the course that easily without them, so I was really thankful for them being out there. The only kind of downside, it was crazy how thick the smoke was. It made it a little hard to breathe and even hard to see just some spots. But overall, I mean, their fires were extremely helpful for helping me get out of town and off onto the actual race course. As I started to get to higher elevations, the clouds were so thick, it started to make it really difficult to see, and I just kept experimenting, turning the helmet light off, turning it back on. I mean, sometimes I go into clouds and I could only see 5 feet in front of me. There was many moments where I was just riding first gear, putting, looking down at the GPS to make sure I was still where I was supposed to be. So that was really kind of tough, but we made it through and made it out of the clouds. rolling into the pit was just such relief. I ended up riding from the start to mile marker 200, and it's starting at 11:15 and finishing at 4:30, 5 in the morning. It's just a long time to be on a dirt bike. There's not just the physical fatigue that I was feeling, but just the mental fatigue of being alone that long out in the middle of nowhere and just not seeing anybody. Just thinking, am I on the right course? Just letting all those little things get in your head was a real tough for me. I mean, I managed to overcome it and just ride strong and consistent all the way down to where I was handing the bike off to Kyle. But there was just so many things that going through your head just being out there alone for that long. It was just a great relief to, you know, my turn was on the bike was over. I was just super excited about being able to hand that thing off to Kyle and close my eyes and sleep a bit because I basically didn't sleep at all the whole day before, and just that many hours awake really takes a toll on you. The ride went smooth. I mean, I didn't really have any issues. The only kind of issue we had was when we were doing a light swap for the helmet battery. My zipper on my jacket got stuck, so we ended up having to duct tape that thing closed so the battery would stay in there. But besides that, I mean, everything went really smooth. Only had one or two close calls, but being on a bike for 200 miles, I'd say that's a real big success. I just kind of really want to thank the guys at KTM for being there and helping us with the pits. Them just helping and making sure everything was all right was just such a relief. And all their experience and just telling us that we're doing a good job was a great feeling. After Kyle rode off, all I could think about was just getting some gear off, crawling into the van, and getting some sleep. I was so worn out and just ready to close my eyes.
My first section was about 80 miles of sand whoops, and that was really fun. I had a couple spots where I had to kind of had a feeling like I was off the track and had to zoom in really far on the GPS where I was able to see that I was actually off, and had to ride backwards of where I was a couple times till I would cross the course, and then I would just have to turn and keep going. And then watching the sunrise, riding sand whoops, it was a really cool sunrise over the ocean, just orange colors like I'd never seen here in home. And then as I was riding the next section, it was about 100 miles of rocky fire road that I don't know how you would even go fast on it, because I had multiple times where my back end would kick out and I was nearly sent over the bars. But as I came into the second pit, pretty much the only thing on my mind, wasn't worried about anything else other than getting to the van so I could take a piss. We decided to take the light off here since the sunrise was already over, sun was up, everything would be good. We didn't want to take any chances with doing something stupid, breaking the light, anything like that happening, and had no reason to carry the extra weight. We had another light down at the bottom about 100 miles away, so if anything crazy was to happen and we were to be that far behind in time, we'd still have a light. And so I just got all my gear back on, made sure the bike was all ready to go, and then started riding the pavement to get the bike down to Clint. On that pavement section, there was actually a 60-mile-an-hour speed limit that if we were to go over, they would add time to our total score. So that was my main concern, was just don't go above 60. Just riding down, looking at the ocean, it was still really pretty, just not that fun to ride on. But eventually that was over. I got down to the dirt roads, had a lot of high speed, really fun sections. The final part, and probably the coolest section that I got to ride, was down near Coco's Corner. There was a kind of a big riverbed section with water running through it, a lot of water crossings, and just a lot of fun overall.